Hi. I'm very sorry I'm late. I got all the way up to my office to read today's chapter and realised my laptop was downstairs. Hello everyone. How are you all? I need to catch up on the chat. What's everyone talking about? Everybody comparing tiers today. It feels like bloody GCSE results all over again, doesn't it? I don't know what you're talking about. What podcast are you talking about? I heard Laura on that podcast, Mystic. What's Mystic talking about? Drunk women slurring crime. Oh, yes, you're talking to the fact that I've had wine. I have had wine. But listen, here's why that's okay. Because I wanted it. That's why that's okay. Also, it is a fancy pants glass, isn't it? This was a wedding present, this glass. Oh, there goes Mackie. It's fine, Mac. I'm all right. I'm not allowed to be anywhere Mackie isn't, otherwise Mackie gets sad. Oh God, I'm in such a bad mood. And why? Do you know what though? Before I got into my bad mood, I made a bloody delicious dinner tonight. If any of you out there eat fish, here's a delicious dinner. Roast some potatoes, just skin on, just roast them easy. Then you creme fraiche, harissa paste, which I've never used before today, but there it was. Bought some, used it. A bit of lime juice, half an onion, some tomatoes. Just chop the onion up really small, chop the tomatoes up into little squares, put that in the creme fraiche and the harissa paste with some lemon juice and some salt, and then stir in some smoked mackerel, chop that up, and then add the rocket or some sort of salady thing and some potatoes. And it is the most I've enjoyed a dinner in bloody ages. I really enjoyed myself. And then I ate an entire bar of dairy milk, which I feel bad about that because I've been doing so well on my diet. And I know you're not supposed to diet, and I know you're supposed to be very happy with how you are. But the truth is, everything's shit this year. And controlling my food intake is my favorite thing to go to control my intake. So I'm sad about having eaten the whole thing of dairy milk. But then I drank wine and now I feel better. So, how big was the bar? Quite big. It had dime in it though. Dimey dairy milk is, you can't put that down. You can't. And Mackie and I have just been curled up under a blanket watching the morning show. I got this like free subscription to Apple TV with my new phone that finally works. And so I thought, well, I'll watch this. I love anything Jennifer Aniston does. So yes. That's a thing. What, dime bar in dairy milk? Oh my God, yes, Catherine. And it is fucking delicious. It's like it's the most incredible thing you can put in your mouth. And I will stand by that when quoted on it. I feel dismal tonight. I feel so fucking cross and annoyed. And I just I think I'm good at dealing with crises while they're happening. So like this whole pandemic I've got on, and I've got work done. And yes, everything vanished, but we did it, didn't we? We all have. We've all done it. And then now I think I'm hitting that bit where I'm going, this is still going and this is reality. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss my job. I miss mooching around town for an hour and not feeling weird and jumpy. And then I miss not feeling guilty because while I know how much I miss her in my life, I'm so aware that other people miss more. And so I then feel guilty because while on the one hand, I know I've lost my career, I also know I got lucky with the book. And so it hasn't been as awful as it has been. And I'm just so tired of everything. Like, when I think I had a bit of a revelation this evening, I was thinking about social media because I poured myself a glass of wine and I tweeted about it being a winey book club. And then I thought about this meme that I'd seen a couple of weeks ago about how white women always make it about wine. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting because whilst on the one hand, I'm really grateful that everybody has a voice via social media. On the other hand, we do not have the brain processing power to deal with knowing every single criticism about ourselves and about everything associated with ourselves. We don't have the brain power to to cover what everybody's thinking, but we can hear what everybody's thinking. And I don't want to silence everyone. I just don't know if we can hear it all and be happy. Anyway, Dublin in lockdown since September. It feels like it'll never end. Oh, mate, I feel you. I knew this was going to happen. I knew they were going to let us out for December. I mean, out, depending on what tier you're in, depending on what you got in your GCSEs. I hope John's here because this is a fucking rant and a half. Might delete this video afterwards. But I knew they were going to let us out for December. Spend all your money for Christmas, gang, and then it's all going to go away again in January. I can feel it, and I feel so dismal. It's a big fuck off to not 2020. I don't blame the year. The year is the vessel. It's been captained badly. Somebody, who is it? I think it was Bethany Black, who I love with every fibre of my being. Bethany Black, I think, either retweeted or said, I love how people are blaming this year rather than blaming the inept decisions that have been made by people in leadership in all of the years leading up to this year, which have culminated in this year kicking off. And it was like, yes, that is exactly what's happened. We don't blame the vessel. We're going to blame the bad captaincy of the vessel. So there you go. Yes, 8 minutes in and the rant's still on. It's all for you. I'm just so cross and sad and fed up and I'm tired. I've had enough. I just want my life back. I've really liked my life. But on the plus side, I've smudged some mascara out there, haven't I? On the plus side, Harlots is great. The morning show is great. And I think we've got a banger of a chapter. Now, here's the thing. The vote is going to seem restrictive, but both the options are explosive. And I sat there and I wrote the first two and I thought, well, hello, those are some cool ways that this story could go. And then I thought, what other ones? And then I was like, no, let's just send it down those routes. So it is an either or on the vote, but I think you'll be pleased. Yeah, the morning show's great. I mean, I had no intention of paying for Apple TV. One, because Apple TV brought out a show called Trying, about a couple trying for a baby who couldn't fall. Oh, who did an Edinburgh show called Trying, about a couple trying for a baby in 20... Oh, so I was cross, but then I got this free subscription, so I thought I'd give it a go. Anyway, let's find the chapter. I'm going to be very embarrassed about this video tomorrow. Look back and go, gosh, you've had a lot of wine, Laura. Don't care. Where is Lockdown Book Club? It's the Lockdown Book Club. I can't cope with new telly. I still haven't watched a lot of old telly. I agree, Neil. There's so much TV. That's the thing. When people start going, have you seen? And you go, no, I have a job and people to talk to. You can't watch it all. Kira, also, yes, mine was 3 for year 2. Ted Lasso. Is it Lasso or Lasso? How do you say that? I need to watch that. Several people have recommended that today. Was it Sarah Pascoe? Was what Sarah Pascoe? Oh God, what have I said? Whatever it was, if it was Sarah Pascoe, she did it really well. I love Sarah Pascoe. Right, okay, here is today's chapter. No, I need to find out. You're watching the new reboots of old new telly, Animaniacs. I've never been able to say that word. Animaniacs. I've never ever been able to say that word, and I haven't tried to. In fairness to me, I haven't tried to say it for about 20 years, but it turns out I still can't. I'm mainly discovering stuff I didn't watch when it came out a decade ago. It's not a real word. No, I know. Well, that's okay then. That's why I can't say it. Sarah Pascoe did not do an Adam. Oh, I see. That's what it was. Thanks, Dave, for calling it back. Fuck me. I'm just too tired and drunk and stupid to be doing this. It wasn't. It was you. Just no, Ben. It's me. I did not. Annie Maniacs. Is that how you say it? Oh, that's helpful. Thank you, Catherine. Annie Maniacs. That doesn't sound as fun as Animaniacs. Animaniacs. I swear that was the theme tune. Anyway. Fucking hell. If anybody's tuning in for the first time, I'd love to say it's not always like this, but it quite often is. So if you don't like it, fuck off again. Where have you been? Animaniacs. I don't mean fuck off again. I like you. Stay here. Right. Let's read a chapter. That was Taz of Tasmania. Should we just not do a chapter today? Should we just have a chat? I feel like we just need to catch up. Tales of Tasmania. Is that? What was Animate? You can't sing me tunes. You're just in the chat. This is why. Maybe the Christmas Eve one we should do in a Zoom call. Would that be weird if we were all live for the first time? We should do the Christmas Eve one on a you know how you can do these gigs that are like Zoomy front row ones? We should do that for the Christmas Eve one. Right, hang on a minute. Let me make a note of that so I remember this idea tomorrow. Zoom for Christmas Eve. I agree. Yes, I will find someone that can run the tech for that and we will make that work. Lady Frag, there's going to be loads to look forward to. We're going to make it happen. Oh my goodness, that would be so fun, wouldn't it? Right, let's plan that. Let's put that in the box. Anyway, John, this is an 11-minute rant, mate. Bloody hell. Invite Tom as well. No, he's done none of the hard work. You don't really want to see my face on Zoom on Christmas Eve. We do, Dirkus. We do. We need to find out who this writer of essays is, and I will hear a live one, like a Shakespeare soliloquy. Right. Okay, let's do chapter 30. I haven't got my glasses on. That's what's weird. Where are my glasses? Well, I don't know. I hope I can read this. Ooh. Okay, right. Chapter 13. So we left them on the sofa, didn't we? Chapter 13. Polly pressed the keys into Kate's hand. I need you to investigate for me. Kate laughed, but Polly's eyes didn't crinkle to match hers. I'm serious, Polly pressed on, closing Kate's hand around the keys. Obviously, sorry, I can't leave this in the chat now. We can do a Zoom, but obviously I know a lot of you will be really enjoying your anonymity, so there'll be no pressure to have your video on if you don't want to. You can just join in the chat as per normal. I don't want anybody to feel like they'd be uncomfortable. I'm serious, Polly pressed on, closing Kate's hand around the keys. I need you to try them out in locks and stuff until we find out where they're going. Why me? Whoa, hang on a minute, Polly. No, you know I'd help you out any way I could, but what am I supposed to do? Just wander around town trying keys in people's locks and then bursting in if they fit, asking if they're sleeping with a bloke called Ryan? Polly slumped, the reality of what she was asking for sinking in. Maybe, she said, eyes lighting up with a new idea. Maybe you could take them to a locksmith and ask them to check where they're for. Maybe they have a database. Polly, I don't think they do, love. I think that sounds very illegal and weird. Plus, I have to get new keys cut like every month, and they've never once asked me for the address that the keys are for. You get new keys cut every month? When did you last change the locks? Kate, that's really dangerous. Polly exploded, momentarily distracted from her thoughts of investigation. Oh, it's fine. I've stopped putting my address on my key rings. Kate waved away Polly's furious face. You are. How are you not dead? Polly said, staring at Kate in disbelief. Because then you really would be the only one left, so someone's keeping me alive for a reason. Yeah, me. I'm keeping you alive. Polly finally smiled, and Kate felt a little thawing in the tension in her back muscles. So what am I going to do, Kate? How are we going to find out what's going on? Kate sighed, mulling over various options. Okay, so we sort of need to investigate, she said slowly, trying to think of a way to be helpful without landing herself in a ridiculous scheme like checking every lock on the high street. I agree. So, Polly began talking at once and Kate groaned. Ryan and I will be out at work tomorrow afternoon. You come over then and do some snooping about. See what you can find, and then I'll sneak over to yours once the kids are in bed tomorrow night and we can discuss. Okay? Polly looked at Kate with bright, shiny eyes. Kate wanted to shout no very loudly and for a very long time. But then she thought of all the money and favours and scrapings up off the floors that Polly had done for her over the years, and the thought of not being there for her in this just didn't seem like an option. Besides, how hard could it be to just pop over here tomorrow? She could have a cursory look around and then watch TV here while Polly and Ryan could afford to have the heating on. Obviously, she'd have to play hooky from work again, but well, who was she kidding? That was a bonus, whichever way she looked at it. Okay, she said, and immediately regretted her decision. At 1 p.m. the next afternoon, Kate put her key into the lock of Ryan and Polly's front door and pushed the door open. She stepped into the hallway. It was weirdly quiet without the clatter of the children or the whir of the dishwasher, washing machine, and tumble dryer that always seemed to be on. That was the thing about 6 people living in a house. Everything was constantly going. It made Kate feel settled and happy. She didn't like silence, and she preferred people being around to her own company. She tucked her bag down by the hall table and looked around. She felt stupid. What was she supposed to be looking for? This was ridiculous. She didn't know what was normal for Ryan to own and what wasn't, so the chances were, even if she did find something incriminating, she wouldn't know what it was. Where to begin? She thought about where she might hide something if she needed to hide, and then immediately realized she didn't really have anything she'd need to hide. She supposed the bedroom? That was what always happened in films and sitcoms. They'd hide stuff down the back of the wardrobe or under the bed. It seemed unlikely Ryan would hide something from Polly in the main room they shared together, but it was as good a place as any to start this stupid hunt. Kate wished she'd brought a pipe and a deer stalker with her. She headed upstairs and slid open the big sliding doors of Polly and Ryan's wardrobe. Inside, it was immaculate. Polly hated clutter and mess. Kate would expect no less than shop levels of organisation in Polly's wardrobe. Kate looked lamely at everything in its heaps. She pulled open a drawer and found a lot of Ryan's underwear. Her hands half started to sift through it, and then she thought about how often her sister's husband's bum had touched this fabric, and she retracted her hand. If Ryan's adultery was hidden in his pants drawer, then fair enough. He won. She wasn't looking in there. She heard the front door slam downstairs and froze. Had she closed it behind her? She thought she had. Was that someone coming home? Or was it the wind catching it? Had she closed it? She stood stock still, listening. Footsteps. Those were definitely footsteps in the hall. Kate looked around for somewhere to hide. She hoped her brain screaming, "Fuck!" wasn't as audible to people outside her head as it was to her inside. It couldn't be Polly home, or she'd have phoned. Kate checked her phone for missed calls and then wondered when the battery had died without her noticing. Maybe it was Polly then. But if it wasn't, she heard the footsteps coming up the stairs and threw herself under the bed. Maybe it was a burglar. No. What were the chances of Polly and Ryan getting broken into by 2 people at the same time? She held her breath under the bed and waited. Something was digging into her hip, and she pulled it forward frantically so it would stop hurting. Just as she got it free out from under her and could relax and breathe properly into the carpet, the bedroom door opened and she saw feet appearing in the doorway. Kate looked at the men's feet, approaching the wardrobe, and felt the mattress sag above her as the figure, presumably Ryan, sat down heavily on the bed above her. There was silence. What was he doing? Just as Kate wondered how long she was going to have to lie with her nose in the dusty carpet, she noticed what she had pulled out from underneath her hip. Huh. Hidden under the bed, eh? Clearly Ryan watched the same movies and sitcoms as she did. End of chapter. Now, here are your options for tomorrow. What has Kate found under the bed? And this is going to determine what Ryan's been up to. Now, your choices are very simple choices, but oh my goodness, does the fate of Polly and Ryan's family lie in your hands? Has Kate found a blue baseball cap, or a bag of flour? Those are your options. Has Kate found a blue baseball cap or a bag of flour? And it is going to have huge ramifications, the biggest ramifications in the world. In the world. A bag of flour in capital letters, says Kevin. Yeah, but my goodness, what does that bag of flour mean? What does the baseball cap mean? It's up to you. A bag of flour or a blue baseball cap? What's happening in the Polly and Ryan family household? You decide. Let me know what you want to happen in the story. You're in control as ever, so you tell me what horrible things you want to inflict on Polly and Ryan and their 4 innocent children, and I will write whatever you tell me to write for tomorrow. You terrible people. So there you go. There's your chapter with extended rant. And I will see you tomorrow night for hopefully a less ranty. I'll have cheered up. My moods don't last long. I shall see you tomorrow night for a Friday night chapter. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that bullshit. That probably means something that I should probably say every video, but fuck it. Who cares? I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Take care of yourselves. Bye.